Switch 2 is here, but we're left wanting more.
What?
Oh!
Andy, Mr. Nintendo.
Oh!
You want more?
Always
More?
More power! No.
Okay, yeah. The Switch 2 is here. We all know it. We did a news video yesterday.
Yay!
It's exciting.
It is.
Because we've been talking about it forever, and we finally got our first official look at it.
Yes.
The feeling wanting more, there's a few bits to this. The first is that it's the first time I've seen like a proper reveal, especially from Nintendo, and I felt disappointed. And it's not because of what people think.
No, not at all. No, I felt both like happy and elated. You know, I was like, yay, finally. It's only taken them 8,000 years.
Finally was the feeling.
Yes, finally. But like you said, there was still not that same hype that I felt with any other Nintendo release.
I think the biggest part of this was the fact that all they did was show it, as in just the how it looks.
Here it is.
And confirmed everything that we already knew. And that tells me that, and we're partly to blame for this, but all of us internet commentators have absolutely ruined the launch, the magic of this, because it was everything that was in the leaks.
Yes.
Leading up to all the renders, all the like the models at Genki and Skull and Co. and Mobapad. It was all exactly.
It was mad. I've never seen a console being leaked so hard for so long.
And
like
so accurately.
Yeah.
Do you remember before the PS5 Pro launch, there was loads of like renders and images of what this PS5 Pro could look like?
Yeah.
Some of it looked like some kind of like spaceship from Star Trek or something.
Yeah,
and
definitely did. Yeah.
There's like weird like renders that existed. And they were so far off the mark.
Oh yeah, there's nothing like it.
And ended up just looking like a PS5.
Yeah, and then we had that whole thing with Genki, you know, and Nintendo apparently coming out like, this is not confirmed. Yeah. And then like 2 days later being like, yeah, it is, it's exactly the same.
It's exactly what we saw.
So
I think there was a feeling of like slight disappointment because we knew what we were, it was exactly what we expected. And that was disappointing in some way. There wasn't more surprises there.
Yes, yeah.
And also the fact that it wasn't a full like release. It wasn't a full announcement. It was just
a teaser. I mean, I expected the teaser, you know, because I'm pretty sure they did that with the Switch. They didn't, here's what it looks like, and then nothing for months until the direct, you know, happened. I think the other disappointment, which in my mind is both a win, but also a slight disappointment, is the name of it.
Right, okay. I've got mixed feelings about that name. I wanted them to go like bold and do something crazy with the naming.
Yeah. What, follow the 3DS? Put new asterisk.
No, not the new Nintendo
the new
Switch. That was
second-hand Nintendo Switch.
Have you got any second-hand new 3DSs? Yeah. No, not that. I was there was an open goal for stuff like the Super Nintendo Switch.
Yes.
Or going like totally left field and not calling it Switch.
Yeah.
But like you say, it does make a lot of sense why they did it.
Absolutely.
Because this is exactly what you wanted.
Yes. This is literally
Confirmed.
identical. Yeah, well, we've been saying this for years now. So they have. Nintendo have been watching us specifically, right? And they've gone, they're onto something there.
Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah, so it's an evolution, not a revolution.
Yes.
And maybe they keep this going for the foreseeable future.
I hope so.
There is iterations on the same thing.
Absolutely.
Because let's face it, the Switch absolutely won.
Oh, yeah.
And for what it was, if you were just looking at it as like a piece of hardware, for what it is, it's done incredibly well.
It's done insanely well.
It's so like underpowered and underspec.
It was out of date before it got launched.
Yeah, like almost 150 million people have bought one.
Yeah, exactly. And people love it.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. And it's purely that, and what we're seeing a resurgence of now is all these PC handhelds and stuff, is all because of Nintendo, basically.
100% because of Nintendo. You know? And I think to sit alongside the naming part of it, they set their stall out from the beginning of the announcement of what it is they're intending to do here. This isn't a brand new thing.
No.
You could consider this like the Switch Pro. This is like the newest version of the Switch.
Yes.
And they set it out really from the first frame. They show you the old Nintendo Switch, the launch model.
Yeah.
The red and blue Joy-Cons, it's there. And you're like, okay, what's going to happen? And then it morphs into the bigger version.
Yes, good.
And so it's like, they're telling you, this is what's happening.
Yeah.
It's just the next step in the Switch family.
Absolutely, yeah.
And there's a lot in that actually in the trailer, in the teaser. That if you spend some time looking at it, they are showing you more than they're telling you.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, they really are.
There's more going on there.
There's a lot going on there. But yeah, with the name, I feel like the Switch branding is so prominent now because it kept going for so long.
Yeah.
It's like 8 years old or whatever,
Yeah.
and 150 million sold. Everyone knows what the Switch is.
Yeah.
Even if you aren't a gamer, you know what a Nintendo Switch is.
Yes.
So the branding is so strong. I'm glad they didn't change it up, to make it something different.
Can I ruin the name for you?
Yes.
Forever.
Yeah.
Mainly the logo.
Yeah.
Can I ruin it for everyone watching
Yes.
that hasn't noticed yet?
Yeah.
For the rest of time?
Okay.
It's Wonky.
It's Wonky.
And you won't unsee it. The 2 is offset from the Joy-Con.
Oh, is it?
It's like, just a little bit. It's like,
maybe they fix that in future.
I don't know. I think it looked like a purposeful thing.
Oh,
It's slightly wonky.
Slightly wonky. I haven't seen that.
As soon as I noticed it, it's like, I can't.
It's just like off kilter.
No, it's slightly lower, so it's not aligned.
Oh, got you. So it's dropped down a little bit.
My little OCD brain
I
cannot
didn't
cope
see
with
that.
it.
I was so hyped watching the trailer over and over and over, like looking at it in detail and stuff. I just missed that entirely.
Well, there's things we missed on the first pass.
Oh, yes. Yeah, there was.
And it makes sense to jump straight to that
Yeah.
because it's kind of funny. We're watching it. We're like on the phone to each other. It's happening.
Yeah.
Like schoolgirls,
Yeah.
like overexcited, and watching through it. And I'm like, when's the date? And you went, it's on there. It's on there. So we both looked at it. I didn't read anything. I just saw the date.
Yeah.
Saw a
well,
date.
I just put 2025 to you.
Yeah.
I was like, 2025. And then you were like, no, there's a date.
There's a date.
Like, is there?
Yeah.
Like,
And because it was American, it was the wrong way around.
Yeah.
So we're trying to translate it
like,
as well.
What's going on here?
What does 4-2? Is that like the 4th of February?
Yeah.
No,
That's
the 2nd of April.
Yeah.
So we initially, and I started doing the news video. I did the whole first part of it. It's like, it's going to be out, pre-orders 2nd of April.
Yeah.
And then you rang me again, like, no, it's not.
Yeah, no,
Stop
it's
recording.
wrong. Yeah, stop saying that. It's wrong. I was already in confusion because I was like, 2025. And then you're like, no, there's a date later on. I was like, is it? And then I just took your word for it. Like I saw it on the screen and went, oh yeah, there is
Never
a date.
take my word for anything.
And then when I went back, the funny thing was, right, is we've been laughing at PC Gamer for their,
PC Mag.
PC Mag, sorry,
Yeah.
of their coverage of the Lenovo stuff. We talked about that in the previous
Awful
podcast.
coverage, yeah.
And they kept getting stuff wrong.
Yeah.
And conflicting stuff with their written articles. And I opened up their article about the Switch 2 and I was like, they were like, we have no known date of release. And I was like, oh, they're so wrong. And then I went, oh, hang on. And I went back to the video and went, it says in big words above, Nintendo Direct is this date. And I was like, Agent, no, stop recording.
So the date, 2nd of April, we'll have the Nintendo Direct, a full Nintendo Direct, which will be the full deep dive. Don't expect Nintendo to tell you the specs.
Yeah.
Because Nintendo never do that.
No.
They might tell you the storage.
Yes.
There might be some big headline numbers.
Yeah.
But things like processing speed,
Yeah, they probably won't say.
They won't even tell you.
Not in the Direct.
They won't confirm that it's an Nvidia 2. They just won't.
Yeah.
That's not what Nintendo have ever done.
But I want to see if they name the upscaling technique. That's where they could go with the super smooth. Or
yeah,
whatever,
in the comments below, I'd love a little kind of straw poll on what you think they're going to call their DLSS technology.
Yes.
Nintendo Super Smooth.
Yeah. If it's got VRR. And if they name it something like that.
VRR, that's interesting. So yeah, we'll have a full Nintendo Direct on the 2nd of April.
Mm-hmm.
And then alongside that, they're doing live events across major cities around the world.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and get to the London one.
Mm-hmm.
But I imagine it's going to be a very subscribed, heavily subscribed thing.
Yeah,
so
we'll try to for you lovely people out there.
Yeah, it'd be lovely to go. We don't have a door in with Nintendo, so it's not like they can do us any favours.
They ain't going to let us in.
We're joining the public poll like you all will. So hopefully we get to go to that. But those events around the world run up until the very end of May.
Yes.
Which suggests to me they're not going to be running the see it in person events whilst it's available to buy.
No.
So we've kind of got a window of when we know it's going to hit the market.
Yeah.
I imagine pre-orders will go live on the 2nd of April when they do the Direct.
Yeah.
And they'll probably give us a launch date then as well.
Yeah.
And so it's likely it's going to be June, July time that it'll hit the shops.
I think June it will probably come out, but we'll see. We'll see. It's definitely summer.
It's a long impatient wait. And I only say that because there's been so much hype, hysteria, rumors, leaks up to this point, and it's been such a long time that the Switch has existed. In its 8th year, isn't it? We get to this point, and now we have to wait another 3 months until we actually find out any information about it.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
That's frustrating. And then another 2 months until, at minimum, until you get hands-on.
Yeah.
It's a long, frustrating wait.
Yep.
And I will just caution it. If Nintendo, like the story said, were upset about the leaks, then good luck to them, because this next few months are going to be hellish. It's going to just be filled with leaks.
Yeah.
And you know that it will be out there in the wild, as in like developers will have it. Maybe some third-party manufacturers will have had access in some way. In this time. So leaks are going to happen.
Yeah.
If it happened up to now, it's going to be wild.
Yeah. I think like now is where they're going to be going full force, like ready for the like release of this and the announcement and stuff. There's going to be more information out there that someone's going to slyly let.
Well, on the leaks front, you think, go back to, I believe it was April last year, where Mobapad sent us a bunch of information about the Joy-Cons.
Yeah, it was ages ago, wasn't it?
We actually broke the news on that.
We did, yeah.
Just saying that the Joy-Cons would be magnetic.
And then everyone started copying us.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
There you go.
There was a few people that actually covered it, but it wasn't actually covered that widely at that time.
No.
That the Joy-Cons would not be on rails anymore, that would be magnetic.
Yep.
And Moped were clearly absolutely right about that.
Yeah.
What wasn't confirmed in the announcement, obviously, but might be confirmed in the direct, but I'd still be question mark over that, is whether, like Moped said back in April, whether your existing accessories will still connect via Bluetooth.
Oh, right, yes.
To your Switch 2.
Absolutely, I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
It would seem to make sense, the fact that it's part of the same family.
Yeah.
That it is an iteration of the Switch.
Because it's backwards compatible.
Yes.
They will. Like I'm saying right now, I'm 100% thinking that those Joy-Cons will work.
And I almost think they have to, because there's some first-party Nintendo games that rely on the Joy-Cons.
Yes. Yeah.
What's the building game called? You have the physical
Minecraft?
Stuff, the lab.
Oh, Labo.
Labo, thank you.
Right.
That
The
relies
cardboard.
on it relies on Joy-Cons.
Yes.
The old Joy-Cons. Some of the fitness games, you put it in like the weighted wheel and stuff.
Wii Fit,
They rely on the Joy-Cons on the rails to work. So it would make sense that your existing Joy-Cons would be able to connect.
They will, absolutely.
And of course, they released the charging dock for the Joy-Cons, which is last year, didn't they?
Yeah, which is totally for this, and because they released that centerpiece with the USB, which is, you'll be able to plug that in, and they'll connect Bluetooth like wirelessly. And a rail system, they'll probably have something that magnetizes in, and then you can slot your old ones on. Maybe.
Third-party manufacturers will
definitely do that. But they will work, because you look at the track record, the Switch is the only console that hasn't had backwards compatibility with the controllers. So well, I don't know if GameCube. I don't think GameCube could take N64 controllers, but if we look at Wii, that could take GameCube.
Yeah.
If we look at Wii U, obviously that could take the nunchucks and the Wii remote and stuff. So yeah. Anyway, I fully expect the Joy-Cons to work, especially because it's the same family. But in the direct that's going to happen in April, don't expect Nintendo to confirm like minute details like things
that.
like that.
So things like the internal specs, they never will, because they're quite secretive about that. So it will take people like Digital Foundry to rip it apart and deep dive.
Yeah.
Things like, will third-party accessories still work? They won't confirm that, but that's what the very good source of information, he was absolutely right about the Joy-Cons being magnetic, has confirmed as far back as April. And it's you would think, they would know, because it's their vested interest. Their business is Nintendo accessories.
Yeah.
So they need to know, will their existing accessories that are still selling work on the Switch
Absolutely,
too? I guess I've got a list of all the things that they went through. So if you see me look at my phone, excuse me.
He's just being rude.
I'm just being rude. I was just texting people. I think it looks great. So the first thing, the aesthetics of it are cool.
Yes.
It's simple.
Yeah.
How sleek and stylish is the black?
Yes.
Just a straight up black.
Yeah. I really like the look of it.
I like the flashes of color around the new joysticks.
Yep.
I actually really like the painted inside
Yeah.
of where the rails used to be.
Yes.
It makes if you have, let's say you have it out on like tabletop mode, but you've got the Joy-Cons in your hands, it makes it look like a Switch when at the moment it kind of looks like it could be just a cheap tablet on the. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. If you just saw a Switch tablet
without
now,
the Joy-Cons,
it does just look like a tablet. Whereas now you're going to have that splash of color.
Really cool.
Whether or not they launch like a grayed out one, like the original Switch launched in grey or multicolored Joy-Cons, maybe, or maybe they're just all colored. But I don't know. But that's cool.
Well, there's stories where there's 2 SKUs of it at launch. I'm holding a lot of water in a lot of the rumours that were the sensible ones because they were all right. So stuff like there's 2 SKUs, well, that's a very Nintendo thing to do.
Yeah.
Whether that is like the coloured version and just a grey version or the version we've seen and a special edition version, we're yet to be seen.
Maybe. I don't think they'll launch with a special edition.
No,
I think they always bring them later. They want you to buy one first, and then buy another one later.
Yeah.
I think it will either be I'm pretty set on it will be a colour variant.
Yeah.
And that will be the 2 SKUs there. Or they could do something totally un-Nintendo-like and release 2 totally different models. Or either size-wise, in terms of like storage. So one might be like 256 gig, one might be 500 gig internal. Like, maybe. They're not going to do anything spec-wise because then you've got the Xbox problem.
Yeah.
But maybe there's a screen difference. They might do. Again, I don't see this happening.
This is like where I was just going to go to.
Yeah.
The screen. And in the airing of disappointments.
Yes.
It almost, looking at that, the renders that we saw, the big bezels.
Yeah, it's still got big chunky bezels, isn't it?
Everything about that felt like it's an LCD.
Yeah.
And I know there's going to be a large amount of people that are going to be disappointed with that.
Yeah. Maybe it's not LCD. Maybe that's something they talk about in April. It could be like mini LED or something. It could be a different
QLED.
Might be a different technology.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. That
still won't be OLED.
No.
But, because they'll release that in 2 years' time.
Yeah, I'm kind of, it just feels like it's everything we've heard and that announcement feels like it's an LCD.
I feel like it could be purposeful though, because if they do have this upscaling, the DLSS and stuff,
and they do have VRR,
exactly. That's what I was getting at. Is
you
if
don't want an OLED.
Yeah, if they do have VRR, and remember they're making budget stuff here, and they're not making the Lenovo Legion Go 2 that's going to be over $1,000.
Yeah.
They're making like a $400 machine here, right? I reckon they've gone LCD to save money, and they have put VRR, even if they never tell you and call it something different or just never say.
Yeah.
Then it makes sense to be LCD, and I'd take that.
Well, I will take the much bigger screen. We saw the size comparison.
8 inch for sure.
It looks bang on 8 inches. I'd definitely take that. One thing that really disappointed me, beyond it being an LCD, because I'm with you, if it's an LCD and it makes it more affordable and potentially has some kind of VRR Nintendo style, I'm there for that. That's cool. The one thing that really disappointed me was the size of the bezels.
That was the first thing I noticed, to be perfectly honest. I looked at it and was like, that's why they chose to show the original one growing, not the OLED that's got like almost no bezels. Yeah. Like, because it would have been disappointing. Like, look how big the bezels are.
It was seeing that immediately made me go, that's an LCD.
Yeah.
Because with the OLED, they managed to really shrink the bezels down.
They did. But it's classic Nintendo. They're going to release a revision.
Yeah.
If they've got any sense of, let's make this one last 8 years, like the last one, they're totally going to revamp it like the Switch OLED, so they need some area to grow and adapt it.
Talking of growing and adapting, the Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
Obviously, the whole thing's got bigger.
Yeah.
Because it's now housing that 8-inch screen and those massive bezels.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole thing has got bigger. It looks more premium. I would absolutely say that. I think it might be the all black that's done that.
Yeah,
makes
maybe.
It feel more premium. It just feels like a modern revision.
If it's all matte, I like it.
Yeah. Yes. Otherwise, fingerprint magnets.
I
don't want a gloss. I don't want the inside of a PS5.
Especially with kids Dorito fingers all over.
Hands on that. The Joy-Cons have obviously grown as well to meet the size of that bigger screen, that more height, which also meant that the buttons and the joysticks have grown. They're not full-size joysticks, but
they don't look full-size, but they look bigger, which is going to be better because the Joy-Con joysticks suck. They really suck.
They really suck. Will they be Hall effect, or will they have Nintendo Tokyo Drift?
Probably Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift, just for Mario Kart.
Yeah,
just for sliding around your right-hand corners.
Pros, isn't it? You know, but I don't know. It would be nice if they went Hall effect.
Yeah.
It would save them a lot of issues with the whole like lawsuits they were getting with Switch 1, where people were literally like suing them and stuff until they actually made a repair thing,
like a free return.
So they would save a lot of money just by putting Hall effect in there.
Yeah.
Whether they do or not, who knows? There's magnets in the rails. Hall effect sticks
are electromagnet, aren't they?
Yeah, so it might interfere. Yeah. We've seen Hall effect mods for the Ally that have had interference with the Hall triggers.
Yeah.
So it could be that magnet rails, which is going to probably be a fairly big magnet there, next to a joystick, probably not a good move. So,
I hadn't considered that.
Yeah. So I am expecting we'll still have potentiometer sticks instead of Hall effect, but I might be wrong.
Well, the one thing that will save them a little bit is that they are bigger, which means they're going to... they're potentially damaged less quickly than the original Joy-Cons did.
And I just want more throw.
Yeah.
Because that stupid little nub, it's like but it's like a spinning top. Do you know what I mean?
It's like, horrible.
It's all balanced on one tiny little pivot rather than the whole thing moving.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting. Like they're like horrendously inaccurate.
Yeah.
And I just don't like it. Whereas if this is a full stick, then I'll be happy.
We did see, I'm just going through, like, I'm marrying up what we knew of the rumours and the leaks to what we actually saw. There was, on the rumours and stuff, there was an extra trigger on the back of the Joy-Cons.
Oh,
It was kind of clear that was going to be the release button, and it was obviously confirmed that was the release button because they show it actuating.
But it makes sense compared to the original, because the original seemed a bit silly. You got a button that you have to push,
like pinch forward. It almost, don't you?
Yeah, you have to like pinch it like that, or most people kept a hand on it.
Yeah.
So then you got to like kind of push it and slide it up.
Oh, horrible.
It was horrible. Whereas this makes sense, like grip it and yank it.
Yeah.
You know.
And it literally pops out the side.
Oh yeah, you don't even slide it up.
Slide up anymore.
Yeah. So it's just.
Yeah, like, everything about that is so much more elegant.
So is this now the Nintendo clonk?
Clonk.
Because it's no longer like...
I mean, shout out to the ASMR in the video as well. Yeah. The whole first minute or so without music was beautiful.
It made me feel uneasy.
Oh, you didn't like it?
I don't know why.
Oh.
It was all weird. Like,
it was ASMR.
I know.
But fake sounds.
But I was like, what is this? It was a bit creepy until it all started like... yeah. I don't know, it just felt a bit weird. And then it obviously weird. Like came in and I was like, oh, that's good. But yeah, it made me feel a bit weird.
Okay, I'm with you. It did make me, I'm remembering my emotions. Yeah. And maybe that added to the kind of weird sense of disappointment. I was like, oh, I don't know what I expected, but maybe not this.
Yeah, it was just a bit strange.
We saw the C button.
We did, or the blank button.
The blank button on the right-hand joystick.
The blank render.
Joy-Con. Yeah. So in all the leaks, that had C etched into it.
Yes.
In the this teaser trailer, it didn't have C in it.
Had nothing.
Had nothing.
It was a blank button.
But I fully expect to see C back on that.
Oh yeah, they've blanked
Nintendo
it out
done
for
C's
the video
in the past.
Yep.
I'm expecting a C on there.
Yeah.
But obviously, no word on what that is, and the rumors about it are wild.
Yeah.
From it can enable voice chat and group chatting.
Yeah, okay.
Nintendo and voice chat's not
necessarily a thing. No.
They don't like it, do they?
No, because they can't
moderate.
Yeah, they can't mod it.
I saw some that it was an extra screenshot button.
I saw so many of this. People were like, it's a capture button. We've already got one. It's on the left side.
Those of you that, I mean, I've pressed it so many times by accident. I know it's there.
Yeah.
There was some that was a cast button.
Yeah, I don't know about
so you could cast your Switch so you could be handheld and cast it to a TV.
At the airport and just overtake anyone's device.
Yeah, the departure board suddenly Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I fully expect it to have nothing to do with the letter C.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the C is throwing people off here.
I think it could be their equivalent. Well, there's two things. Either it brings up like a hub.
Yeah.
You know, so it literally could be like we see on all these handhelds where you've got a quick
Yes, to turn on and off the
stuff.
functions. Yeah.
So you've got like a real basic thing where you've got brightness and volume, which you've got at the minute by holding the home button, which people still don't realise.
Like Nintendo Super Smooth.
Yeah. No, but it could be.
Yeah.
Maybe, who knows? Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a hub for like a chat function, for a text-based chat. So it could be like that, where it's an overlay, like on Steam.
That might make sense when you consider that putting together stories, they were working on that. They did the public beta of that MMO.
Exactly what I'm thinking.
That's obviously going to have a chat feature of some kind, and it's not going to be voice.
No. They won't put voice on the mask. Like at the minute, you can do voice chat on your app on your phone.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like...
It's nothing to do with us.
It's not on the Switch, But they're not going to do it on the Switch because anyone could be effing and blinding all over the place. And little Billy's not going to like that.
Little Billy.
No, he's not going to enjoy that.
Bigger Joy-Cons, extra rear button.
Can I say one?
Yeah, go on then.
Dual USB-C!
Oh, yes.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, a small... quality of life improvement that's massive.
Yeah, massive change. So
how many broke
exactly
on the Switch?
So many people were breaking theirs on the original, and a lot of people as well were just having frustrations trying to play tabletop mode because you can't charge it. You're battery only because it's right on the bottom is where the port is, obviously, to connect to the dock.
It also enables accessories when you're in like tabletop mode and charging at the same time.
Absolutely, yeah.
It seems like such an open goal, and a USB, like a USB connection on a device is such a simple thing to implement. So to put on top and bottom, massive quality of life improvement, and a really simple mod.
Huge, yeah, massive. Because even when you're laying down and playing it, if you've got it on your chest or something, you're like, oh, you've got this big old whacking cable.
It's going to snap. Or it's going to snap the port.
It's not
that's
good.
A real problem.
So it could be accessories, like you said. We might get the old Game Boy Light come back.
Oh, I'm there for that with a magnifier.
Yes, yeah. So you can plug that on the top if your backlight fails.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've got two. Do you reckon the Thunderbolt 5?
No.
For eGPUs?
No, definitely.
Plug your 5090. Yeah, plug your 5090 in there.
Ray tracing on your Switch?
Yeah.
No, I don't think
probably
so.
Has ray tracing already.
It probably does with all the DSLS. So I know we should talk about it, like the small things that changed or haven't changed. You saw it was a cartridge slot.
Yes.
I mean, that seems like a simple thing to say, but it's actually important to confirm.
Yes.
There was a lot of talk about it being the new, I can't even think what it's called.
SD Express.
SD Express, thank you. Which is like faster than UHS 2.
Yeah. That I fully expect to still be there. As well as the cartridge slot.
So
I think it's either hidden under the kickstand, like it is on the Switch OLED, where there's the SD card slot so that you can expand the memory. Even though every time I said expand your memory, people were like, it's not a memory expansion. It's like, what you want about? Like you're expanding, but whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think it's under there, or I reckon once you open that cartridge slot, there might be a second slot for the SD, like micro SD
I feel like
card.
it's a more elegant solution.
Yeah.
So games are still on cartridges as well.
Yes.
We saw that. I'll talk about backwards compatibility in a minute.
Yeah.
There is a 3.5mm audio jack.
I was really happy
Headphone
about
jack.
that.
Yeah.
Because
totally.
it just gives more versatility, so you can use what you want.
Well, I mean, how much stick did people at Apple get when they got rid of theirs? And I know it's the kind of fashion to slim down I/O on handheld devices and stuff and like minimize how it looks because aesthetically it's a bit ugly. Yeah. And it's more elegant if you use a USB connection for all of that. But a lot of people are still using 3.5mm jacks for their like headphones. So it's great to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really happy that they've done that.
I guess backwards compatibility, we're there. Might as well talk about it.
Yeah, pretty much. I didn't see anything else that I could think of the top of my head.
Well, on a hardware basis, you've got the kickstand as a new design.
Yes, it's that kind of like little thinner one.
Borrows the hinging from the OLED.
Absolutely, because they showed it when it fully extended out, and you've got that really nice mechanism that like swings out of the system, which is exactly what's on the Switch OLED. So they've just taken that and adapted it.
Which is obviously, if you're looking at launch model to launch model, a massive improvement from the original Switch kickstand. That thing is awful.
That little flimsy bit of plastic on one side. Yeah, wicked.
I don't know who signed that one off.
No, I don't know.
And we actually also, whilst we're talking about the physical hardware, we got the confirmation of the new designed dock as well.
Yes.
Because obviously it's made wider to fit the wider screen.
Yep.
But it's shrunk in height, much like the leaks showed, so it exposes the top of the screen.
I liked what you were saying here, where that could be a
permanently on display thing.
Yeah, always on thing where it's got the time or something. Or whatever.
Absolutely. Time, calendar, and maybe some kind of icon from the game that you are playing or that you've got installed, or just like some kind of fun Nintendo thing.
Yeah,
make it like a Nintendo Alarmo, but on your Switch.
If there was chats, it could ping up a little.
I think there's so much that they could implement with that. The only thing that's putting me off that as being nailed on is they didn't show it.
No, they didn't. Yeah.
Which you would think they probably would. Yeah, because they had the opportunity to show it.
Yeah, I was going to say it would show it like casting over and then having something come up.
Even if it's just the time,
but I don't think it's going to happen.
But it could be really cool.
That could be cool. Yeah.
You imagine it. You're playing Mario Kart.
Yeah.
And you've got like maybe the map, like on the old like SNES version of Mario Kart, and you had like the little map.
Yes.
So you could see who was in the lead and it was the characters.
But if you're sat on the sofa and it's like over there,
it doesn't matter. It's just a cool gimmick, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I think it's cool.
Cool gimmicks, okay. And on the hardware, we have not touched on it.
What's that?
With the Joy-Cons, we've kind of overlooked it.
Yeah.
Mouse mode confirmed.
Yes. Yeah, they literally showed it. They showed it driving around on the table with the little skater
like Tron
thing. Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
And you have to watch the trailer really carefully. I missed it on the
so did I.
2 or 3 times we watched it.
Yeah, I missed it.
I didn't cover it in the news because we missed it. It was only afterwards. That the Joy-Cons are clearly attaching to a flat coloured base.
Yeah.
To make them tabletop
with wheels.
Mouse mode. Do you think they've got wheels?
No.
Wheelie. That was my joke. It went down like a lead balloon.
It was good.
And on that, they had the wrist straps as well.
Yeah.
So it clearly shows that this is for some kind of feature that's going to attach your hand and you're going to move it around in that way. Do you think it's a mouse mode for third-party games or like strategy games and stuff? Or do you think there's going to be some Nintendo games that are specifically made for that?
I think it's going to be a gimmick, like the IR camera.
Yes, like the IR camera.
So
like
it'll be
motion
used like
control
twice,
was.
and it's just down to developers whether they want to implement it.
Yeah.
But it looks like a laser.
Yes.
So it looks like it literally is a mouse pointer.
Yep.
So I think things could utilize that. If there is a game getting ported over, like Call of Duty, that has like mouse and keyboard mode, I reckon you'll absolutely be able to use that.
I often think about like strategy games, like real-time strategy games, and they're always asking for either trackpads or or rest it on their handhelds.
Yes,
because it's much easier to control.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a certain big strategy game being released this year, Civilization.
Yes, yeah.
They're obviously not going to be making this for the third-party stuff.
No.
But I'm just thinking about, does this open up functionality for certain third-party developers?
Yeah. I think it'll be third-party developers that probably take it and run with it.
But it'd be interesting to see what the first-party games are that are designed for it.
Yeah. I don't know. FPS Mario.
Wow, like Mario Splatoon.
Yeah. No. Just Mario and COD.
Just Mario in COD.
Luigi's there with Flood. No, Mario can have Flood. Luigi will be there with the vacuum, won't he? But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Nintendo are classic for making stuff and never using it.
IR camera,
3D on the GameCube.
What's the 3D on the GameCube? I missed that.
They never do anything with it. There's all sorts of stuff.
3D sucks.
But there's all sorts of stuff. There's been like ports on stuff that's just never been used.
Yeah.
Like it's just mad. But yeah, I mean, I reckon we'll get 1-2 swatch or clonk. What did I call it? The Nintendo clonk.
Clonk.
So instead of 1-2 switch, it'll be 1-2 clonk.
Yeah.
Maybe it's on there. Like, do some sort of mousy thing, and then they'll probably never do it again.
Yeah.
But who knows? Again, I think devs will pick it and run, like with some third-party games.
It's a weird one, isn't it? Because when you consider how the environments people play the Switch in,
yes,
it's not particularly friendly for being at a desk.
Exactly. But if it's a decent mouse laser, you can use it on any surface.
Yeah, use it on your leg. Yeah,
so
maybe.
Use it on your leg, on your friend's face.
Yes, your back.
Wherever, yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Your cat.
Your couch.
Dog.
Yeah, exactly.
Backwards compatibility.
Yes.
That was huge.
Yeah.
It was already kind of confirmed by the Nintendo CEO
Yeah.
back end of last year that it was important, and obviously they've confirmed it. They confirmed it with the presence of the cartridge slot, but also at the end of the announcement, it will be backwards compatible with most physical and digital Switch games.
They've done a Sony and gone, not
Asterisks.
everything.
And the only thing I can think with that, it's not going to be, I was going to say it's not going to be all first party games, because of there's some that are IR or some that are like the fitness games and stuff, or Labo, that require the Joy-Cons. I reckon there's going to be some potential incompatibility there.
Maybe, yeah, you might be right. Because there's no IR sensor on this new one, so that'll be it. It'll be like 1-2 switch, like we were talking about, that uses that camera thing.
But they're few and far between. I guess they just have to do that to cover themselves, because also, apart from those few first-party ones, there's also about 100,000
hentai games.
Hentai games. Yeah, just the weird slew of games in the e-store.
That's one thing they need to, take somewhere, drop a nuke on, and then rebuild it from the ground up.
Do you know, we didn't even consider, in all the excitement of the hardware, they have to have overhauled the
It's
eShop.
got to be brand new.
Yeah.
Even if they let it die on the old Switch, let everyone have that one. But the Switch 2's got to have a proper store, because it sucks.
I mean, it's browser-based, so they can just update it on the Switch. So just fix it.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, it's
the
awful.
Worst website I've ever seen in my life.
For a company that's so closed door and kind of strict about what they do, can they be stricter about the games that come onto the eShop?
Yeah,
please?
because there's so much crap on there.
Just shovelware, nonsense, gotcha games,
it's awful.
hentai,
like £100 clocks.
And weird, this kind of borderline hentai is allowed, but you can't have voice chat in case someone swears. Get with it. I don't know. I know it's probably a cultural thing that's more acceptable than this. But please overhaul the e-store.
E-store is awful.
But so that ties into the backwards compatibility of digital games. And of course, Nintendo Switch Online sounds like it's going to carry on as well.
Oh, yeah.
I expect there to be a price increase in that as well.
Yes, there will be when they drop GameCube and stuff on it.
Yeah.
Because they're absolutely going to.
Yeah.
Like they're totally
and we see a Wavebird controller for the Switch 2.
Maybe even like nunchucks and a Wii remote. I still want them to bring that over.
It's possible.
It is possible, yeah.
Yeah, and there's some games that have been left there that are worthy. It'd just be great if the e-store had Nintendo's library.
Yeah.
Just have Nintendo's libraries, because there's games that after they shut down the Wii eShop.
Yes.
There's games that are just abandoned now.
Yeah. Well, I saw a thing recently saying that apparently they were looking at bringing, I can't remember what it's called now. It's just escaped in my head. Virtual Console to the Nintendo Switch, and then that got scrapped. But they could bring it back to Switch 2.
Yeah.
Maybe, and then we might actually have what everyone wants. On there.
Because like I say, there's games that just you can't buy for the Switch now. You can't play them. So unless you've got older hardware, you're stuck. But backwards compatible. I'm kind of curious to see which games aren't backwards compatible.
Yeah, they're like, check our website for more info, in future. So we'll have to see. I reckon it will be exactly what you've said, the IR stuff that takes advantage of that.
Yeah.
Because if it doesn't have that camera on the new Joy-Cons, which it didn't look like it did, then you can't use it.
Yeah.
So it will work via backwards compatibility, I bet. If you hook up your Joy-Cons to it.
Yes.
But I reckon if you try to launch the game, it will say, you got a problem.
This.
Yeah.
Obviously, as we've said, there's no word on the actual internals at all.
No.
Don't expect this to be. I keep still seeing it's going to be PS4 Pro power. That comparison is ridiculous and doesn't even make sense.
That's like Nvidia saying the new 5070 is 4090 performance.
Doesn't make sense. Right, it doesn't make sense. I'm just going to get my high horse a minute.
Go on. I'll
doesn't make sense, because Nintendo fully optimized their games to run on their hardware. So it's built for their hardware, which means they can get great game experiences on underpowered hardware.
Yep.
So hardware isn't like for like. Also, why hardware isn't like for like is the PS4 was released in a totally different landscape to if it was released now.
Yes.
Primarily because of the wonders people like Nvidia have done with DLSS, with the frame generation that exists, with upscalers.
Mm-hmm.
We are in a different world.
Oh, yeah, it's totally
a different
totally
world.
Different.
And the hardware that's released today is going to be able to perform for much longer than the hardware that was released 7 years ago.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because of all that upscaling and frame gen. That's,
even more than
happen.
7 years ago, PS4 came out, didn't it?
Yeah.
It came out like 2013 or something.
Yeah, so PS4 Pro was probably 7 years ago then.
Maybe, yeah. Not
but
so sure.
Yeah, either way, the comparison and the looking at the potential teraflop performance of the AP, it doesn't make sense to make those comparisons.
Yeah, not on the Switch for sure. But what I would say is it's highly likely now that we'll get a load of PS4 games ported over.
Yeah.
So titles will come.
And that's what I mean. I fully expected to be able to play PS4 style titles.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's, when you think about what we're saying, we'll talk about the games we're talking about, like the like Last of Us 2s Red Dead 2. Those games are incredible and still look incredible. Now imagine them on hardware that can upscale and can frame generate.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's what Nintendo have.
Yep.
So you're going to be able to play that game on your
yeah
that style of game.
Latest COD, complete parity.
It's amazing. So I just temper expectations. If you're just looking at the numbers, it's going to underwhelm you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And people that are like, oh well, it still sucks because my Steam Deck's better. Like, yeah, that's a computer.
Your Steam Deck is better.
Yeah,
100%. Your PC handheld is better.
It's not the same.
And you know what? The Switch, when it's released, was underpowered and outdated. When it was released 8 years ago, it continues to sell to this day. They're still selling in the millions.
Yep.
Almost 150 million sold. The Steam Deck, I reckon, sold 3 million so far.
Yeah,
tops,
a few million, yeah.
Which is amazing. And it is amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible, yeah.
But I would reckon 8 out of 10 people that own a Nintendo Switch don't even know what a Steam Deck is.
Especially all the Windows handhelds. They won't even have a clue.
This is, if you're going to put a console in the console space, this is squarely in the console space.
Yeah.
Walled garden, console, and people inside of it don't even care what's outside of it.
No. And it's Nintendo, you know.
Exactly.
It's for everyone.
They will sell in the tens of millions. I wouldn't be surprised if it got close to the Switch's sales.
Yeah.
It may not eclipse the Switch because that was a phenomenon.
Yes.
But it will get up there towards the 100 million.
It will sell a lot.
Predict that.
I think it will sell really well because we're going to have actual third-party support now.
And that's the really interesting part about this, is that you'll be able to do that. So it's like an added bonus.
Yeah.
If you love Nintendo games, you're obviously going to get this.
Yeah.
But if you're the type of person that can only have one console, now suddenly you might be able to play some of these third-party titles that you've looked over and gone, it would be cool to try that game.
Yeah.
Now you'll be able to.
Yeah.
And for those of us that just wonder at what Nintendo are able to do, it's amazing.
Oh, it's amazing, yeah.
And there's some games that are released that I go, I'd really love to play that handheld.
Yes. Yeah.
And maybe the only handheld console you decide to buy is a Switch. Maybe you've got a PS5 and you decide, I want the Switch to be my handheld.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's going to be the affordable option, which is going to have games that are specifically like optimized for it.
Yeah.
You know, whereas all these different PC handhelds and stuff, you're just trying to brute force your way through stuff with raw power and stuff, or upscaling. This is going to be, devs are going to have to actually work to get this to work on it, and it's going to have a better chance than the original Switch.
100%. And the price is going to be incredibly interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be close to around the 400 mark.
I think it's going to be $400, £400.
Yeah. And when you consider what you're getting for 400,
it's going to be great.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be wicked. I can't wait for April to see exactly what we're going to be getting.
Yeah.
They teased the game.
Oh.
Mario Kart.
Yeah, how did I forget?
Yes.
Can I just say, it's not my favourite Nintendo game, but it's probably the Nintendo game I've played the most.
Yes.
By a long way.
Yeah. It's just so easy to jump in. Isn't it?
Maybe it should be my favourite.
Yeah.
It's always the one I go to, especially if you've got company.
Oh, yeah. You just stick Mario Kart on.
Everyone's happy.
Yep.
It's great, especially when you win every time.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't played it in ages because it's been out since the Wii U. Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
And then they did 8.5 Deluxe, as I like to call it.
And they've done all that with the Switch Online. They did the extended maps and stuff.
Yeah, that's the 0.5 Deluxe part.
Oh, that's the 0.5 Deluxe.
Yeah.
I thought Deluxe was 0.5. and then
No,
this is
because
0.75.
Mario Kart 8 came out on Wii U.
Yeah.
Then they released Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yes, I thought that was 0.5. Sorry.
No, sorry. The 0.5 was the extra maps and all that they released. Yeah.
I didn't actually enjoy the extra maps too much. They felt slower.
They did. I felt the same.
And I think they are slower. I think because a lot of them are ported from the mobile game.
Yes. Not just that. I think it's because by that point I'd already gone off of Mario Kart 8 because I'd played it for years.
Yeah.
And I had moved over to Hot Wheels Unleashed, which is quicker, way faster.
Yeah,
so and then I like stepped back down to Mario Kart and was like, wow, I feel like I'm on a push bike.
Why is it so slow? Why is it so slow?
It's going to fall off this in a minute. But yeah.
And you played at F-Zero in the meantime as well.
I was playing F-Zero as well. Yeah, that's true.
Which is like a fever dream.
Yeah.
But anyway, Mario Kart 9 was I'm just going to say it was announced.
Or is it Mario Kart 8.75 Deluxe? Is it another expansion?
There were some really eagle-eyed people with that Mario Kart thing.
Yeah.
Some people pointing out that the starting grid that they showed had 24 slots. So maybe there's
24 online.
24 online.
Yeah, so everyone can cry.
Have you ever played Mario Kart Online?
Yeah, I have a while ago. Not
okay,
in
I'm just going to
times.
say, like, I thought I was pretty good at Mario Kart.
Oh, no.
I thought I was pretty good,
Look at the leaderboards.
yeah. I was like, I'm pretty good at Mario Kart. And like anyone I've comes over, unless it's like you, and then it's like a close race because you can play games. But like most people, I just own it, Yeah, whatever. And then I was like, I'm going to play it online. And I've just like last every time. I was like, how are you so much quicker? And finding shortcuts that I just didn't even realize existed.
Yeah, that's the same with me in F-Zero X when that came to the the online thing, and you just get annihilated. Like absolutely annihilated. People are
good, man.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'd enjoy Mario Kart 9 with 24 or 23 people.
I think it'd be a laugh. Yeah. I would definitely give it a go.
At least you end up being like the bullet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You get stuff to help you, get through. But yeah,
If that's a launch title, which it looks like it's going to be,
absolutely,
it's going to do incredibly well. They need to do that, and they need to hit it out the park with the launch titles. Mario Kart 9, absolutely, and it feels like there was a lot of talk about a new Mario as well. To take the place of Odyssey.
Well, Odyssey came out when the Switch came out, so it's been a long time coming for a 3D Mario. And what's going to happen with the games that we already know that are coming on Switch? So,
like Prime 4?
Prime 4, we've got Xenoblade Chronicles X, which apparently is just going to be a Switch title. But will titles on the Switch 2 have the PS5 Pro effect or the PS5 effect where you can play Switch 1 games? Will they be like upscaled with this new technology and run at a higher frame rate?
I think first party titles 100% will be.
Will you be able to play Pokemon above 15 FPS?
Of course, the Z&A's coming this year as well, isn't it?
But that's what I mean. Like these are all announced.
You're talking about Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, I'm talking about everything.
Which
prior,
Scarlet and Violet was a train wreck.
It was a train wreck. It's a really good game. It's fun.
Great game, yeah.
But it sucks, technically.
All of the first party and the close developments like Pokemon, they will 100%, the Switch games will 100% take advantage of their upscaling and their frame gen. And you'll get like the premium version. Whether they charge for an enhanced version or not.
Yeah, maybe because they might need to put some dev work in there.
Yeah. Yeah, so maybe we'll see your Switch 2 enhanced versions.
It depends, right? It depends if, we know already because this is Nvidia. So it will be like a hardware-based upscaling, just like DLSS, right? Which means they probably will need to get the devs to implement something. But what if there's the thing that the Nintendo were trying to patent, like whatever, right? What if it's more like AMD's driver level upscaler, where you've got RSR, so you can, regardless of the game, upscale it with force on a driver level.
Super resolution.
Yeah, so you don't need any dev work. You just kind of slap it over the top. I doubt that's going to happen. But
because the problem with that is it tends to be quite janky, doesn't it?
It's not the best, yeah. DLSS is the best.
And you get a lot of kind of input delay and stuff caused from it.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
I guess delay's not really a concern for Nintendo.
At the minute.
Yeah, fair point, actually, yeah.
At the minute when you play games at like 15 FPS, delay's pretty high, you know.
Oh, 15 FPS is the target for Scarlet Violet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, they almost certainly will take advantage of it. I'd be curious to see if they like put a charge on. I wouldn't be shocked if they do.
I wouldn't be shocked if they do with the big titles,
like Pokemon.
Pay $5 or whatever, and you know, play this.
Play the Switch 2 enhanced.
You'll be able to play it,
but you can still play the Switch version.
Yeah, it'll just suck.
You just still suck. It'll be the same.
It'll be exactly the same. Or maybe it just with its raw horsepower somehow makes it playable.
Oh yeah, that's a potential.
I don't know.
Only time will tell. There's more questions than answers from this.
Yes.
It's a relief. I think that's the feeling. It's a relief that they've finally announced it and they've confirmed a lot. It's a disappointment that there's not more information. There's no dates. And a disappointment that we've ruined it for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly that.
That's kind of how I feel.
Yeah.
I'm desperately trying to get to the London event.
We want to be there. Like, I want to get hands on with that. Even if they don't allow us to film, we will just go play with it and then come and tell you all how it was, you know, and sneak one in the pocket.
Yeah, obviously you're going to take one home.
Yeah, I need one of those.
Anyway, I'd love to know what you guys think.
Yes,
in the comments below.
indeed.
What are your predictions, price points, games you want to see, launch titles, all the rest of it. And were you underwhelmed? I don't know which camera I should be looking at.
Yeah, I'm always looking around. I sometimes look at yours.
Yeah, so same. Were you disappointed as well with it? Was it underwhelming, or was it just ruined by the by all the rumours? Or even, are you just not interested? In which case, I'm surprised you've lasted 50 minutes listening to us talk about the Switch.
Yeah, that's so true.
You're probably not here anymore.
Yeah, true. That's very true. Yeah, I'm super excited, even though I felt a little bit let down.
Yeah.
You know, I am happy that it's called the 2 because now more people, we won't get the Wii U situation.
Everyone understands what it is.
Everyone understands what it is. It's a clear step up. Little Billy's mum knows what to buy him for Christmas.
That's important.
You know, it is important. He loves gaming, little Billy.
Yeah.
He's frequently giving us, you know, advice for the show. So if you're little Billy, comment below.
Once you're down the dig around, make sure you like the video.
Yes.
Subscribe to the channel and all that good stuff. There'll be more content smashed between our faces. This handheld gaming train doesn't end. It just seems to be going faster and faster.
Bring it on.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Love
Until
it.
the next time.
Bye.